This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hello everyone. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about that how to implement this continuous integration and continuous delivery for our Node.js application. So far we discussed for the Java applications, right? So how to do the build, how to deploy it. So all these things we did for the Java application. So now we are going to implement CI/CD for the Node.js application. So for this one, first we should have that Node.js application. So it is already I have developed this Node.js application, and it is there in the our GitHub repository. See, this is a Node.js application I have developed. Okay, for this one, you can create a one job in the Jenkins, right? So before that, first we'll discuss about that basics. So if you want to do a build for your Maven Java project, what is the command? Mvn clean package, right? So if you want to run the unit test cases, mvn test, right? So if you want to include the SonarQube report, mvn sonar sonar, right? So if you want to upload the artifact into the Nexus artifact repository, mvn deploy, right? So like this, in the Node.js, we have, if you want to do a build, npm install, okay. Then if you want to run the unit test cases, npm test. So if you want to execute the SonarQube report, npm run sonar. Okay. So if you want to upload the artifact into the Nexus repository, npm publish. Okay. npm means node package manager. Okay. Node package manager. Clear. So these are the commands for your Maven build tool, and these are for Node.js application. Okay. So let me create a job in the Jenkins. Click on new item. Give the name Node.js. Okay. Pipeline. So I'm going to write a one pipeline script. So select the pipeline project type. Okay. Click on OK. You can write here. So I will go with the scripted way. So node flower bracket open close. So the first stage is we need to get the code from the GitHub repository. Stage checkout code. Checkout code. Okay. So here we need to write a code for getting the for Node.js application from the GitHub repository. So for that one, you can use that pipeline syntax. Okay, so here you can use that git git, give the repository URL. So this is my repository URL. Go here, branch. So right now only one branch is there. See, one branch is there. Leave it master. Select the credentials and click on pipeline, generate pipeline script. copy this one and paste it here. Okay, so after getting the code, okay, so let me keep first write in that here, and we'll copy paste it. Okay, okay, so this is the first stage. So second stage is build. Okay, so here you can use that one command npm build, npm install. So you have to execute as a shell sh. So keep this command in the double quotes. Okay, so if you want to execute npm command, first you should install the Node.js in the Linux server where your Jenkins is installed. So however, we install that Maven, right? So you can install the Maven in the Linux server or in the Jenkins server, right? You can do it in two ways. Okay, you can install that Maven software in the Linux server where the Jenkins is installed, right? Or directly go to the Jenkins global tool configuration, you can install it. Okay, see, if you want to use that one, first let me do this one, whether it is going to work or not. So already I have installed. Okay, here just if execute npm-v, it is giving the 6.14.4. Okay, so how to install that Node.js? Okay, it is very easy. So here if you see that already I have documented. Okay, steps to install Node.js in Linux server. Okay, in the last month only. Okay, just yum install Node.js-v and yum install npm-v. Okay, just execute this command, these two commands. That's enough. So if you want to install in Ubuntu, you can use it apt-get. Okay, see, 1 week back, 10 days back, one of our student, he got the job and he want to install that one package. Okay, so he's trying to execute that yum install the package name -y he is mentioning. So it is saying that yum command not found. Yum command not found. By default, if it is a RHEL or CentOS, the M package will be there. Okay, but he is executing yum install the package name -y. It is saying that yum command not found. What he has to check first? Which distribution this one he has to check. Which distribution? Right? No, yum. See, yum by default automatically it will come. Okay, he has to check that which distribution. I asked him to go and check that. Okay, cat/etc/star release. It is saying that Debian. Okay, it's not that Red Hat. So if it is a Ubuntu or Debian, you have to use that which command? apt-get. After that, sorry sir, like that he's saying. And basics you have to apply, right? Okay, so I told na he's a fresher, like BSc he finished, and he put that 2 years experience nearby my village. Hmm. Very basic things people are missing. Madam, uname command, it will give that which operating system you are using. Just if you type uname, it will give that which operating system. Okay, so for Sun Microsystems, it will give that Sun OS. It will give that Sun OS. But I'm asking that which distribution. So for that one, you have to use that cat/etc/star release. See, it is going to. For him, it is showing that Debian. Okay, so for Debian and Ubuntu, you have to use the apt-get. Then it's worked. He realized, oh, I'm using the wrong command. Okay, so using these two commands, you can install that Node.js. So already it is installed in my Linux server. Okay, so now this one is going to work. npm install. Okay, so let me add these two stages and let me run that job. Save it. Click on build now. So check out the code successful. Now it is doing the build. So see, when you are executing MVN package, first it will check that what are the dependencies you mentioned in the pom.xml, right? It is going to check in, first it will check in your local repository. If it is not available, it will go to the Maven central repository. Here also, here, so in the Maven pom.xml, right? Here, anybody idea? What is the file name? Package.json. Package.json. So in this particular file, if you go and see, they are going to keep that all the node module names. Open package.json. See here, these are the module names. See, node mon, sonar keep scanner. This is one module, right? EX express, CFENV. These are the dependencies, right? Dev dependencies there, normal dependencies are different. So, however, as a developer, he's going to keep that dependencies in the pom.xml. If it is a Java project, here we are going to keep. We means developer is going to keep into the pom.x this package.json. This is a file. Okay, so now whatever that modules we mentioned, it is downloaded. Now build is successful. Suppose if you want to use that different version, okay, so this is the npm version. Just you can use that node-v. So currently we are using the node version is 10. I want to use the latest version, 15 or something. 15 is the latest version. So you can install the 15 version, but other project is going to use the 10. So that time what you have to do? You are not able to install multiple versions in the Linux server, right? At a time you can install and you can use it only one version, right? What to do? You can install in the global tool configuration, right? So go to that manage Jenkins global tool configuration and see here you can install Git, you can install Gradle, Maven, and where is the Node.js? Where is the Node.js? We don't have. What to do? You have to install a plugin. If you install a plugin, manage Jenkins, right? Manage plugins. Go to available here. Just you can search it here with Node.js. See, this is the plugin. Install without restart. Right? So After installing this one, you can see that Node.js. Now go back. So Node.js plugin is installed successfully. Go back to that global tool configuration, and you can check it here. See Node.js. You can see this option now. Earlier it was not there, right? Now click on this Node.js installations. So give the name. So here Node.js, okay, version 15 point, or you can give that Node.js 15.2.1. Okay, see here we are selecting that 15 point. So we have other versions also there. If you want, you can select this one, the latest version 15.3.0, 15.3.0, like this. Install automatically. Click on save. Okay, so now I want to use that whatever the latest version which I have configured. Okay, so for that time we need to change this one. Okay, so instead of this one, you have to see if it is a Maven, we use that first we created one variable called as def Maven home, right, equals tool name colon the whatever the name we have configured, Maven 3.6.2, whatever we have configured in the global tool configuration, that name we have given. Did you remember? Right. But if it is a Node.js, it is not like that. So instead of like this one, okay, so let me copy this one. Instead of, we are going to use a one function called as Node.js. Okay, so the Node.js installation name we have to use Node.js installation name colon the name whatever you have configured, you have to give within the single quotes. What is the name we have given? Node.js 15.3.0, right? Yes or no? So flower bracket open, close. So inside this one, you have to write this command like this one, right? So Node.js is a one function. Here you have to mention Node.js installation name. So S also should be, S also should capital it. Node.js installation name. I capital letter, N capital letter. INSTALLAT installation name. I am very poor in this one spelling. Every time I'm going to writing the wrong spellings. No? Okay. So take this one now. You can go here. Your job. Go to the Jenkins dashboard. So Node.js. Click on configure. Okay. So remove this one. Now I'm adding this one. Okay. Save it. Click on build now. Right. Okay. It's working. It is doing the build. Build is successful. Right. See. Build is successful. So like this, you can use directly npm install, right? You can use that whatever the version which you have configured. You can do like this one also, right? So the next is I need to execute the SonarQube report. So for that one, just copy paste the same stage and change the stage name. Execute SonarQube report. execute SonarQube report. So here what we are going to use, npm run sonar, npm run sonar. See, we have configured that SonarQube server details, where if it is a Maven project, where we have configured in the pom.xml, right? So if it is a Node.js application, no, it is not the package.json. What you have to do, you have to create a one file. See here, if you go to your source code, project source code, see sonar-project.js, sonar-project.js. You have to create a one JavaScript file. Okay, see here, this is a one Node.js module. Okay, did you remember in package.json? This is a module dependency. This is one of the dependency. Okay, SonarQube scanner. See, this is the server URL. So if you observe 18.221, 18.221.74.112. Okay, I have configured, and here you can give that the properties. Okay, so SonarQube username, SonarQube password. So instead of giving the username password, you can configure that what SonarQube server token. So that time you don't want to use this property, just you can use that sonar.login. Right? You people already aware of how to create the token. Yes or no? So I'm not going to explain how to generate the token, how to configure here. So if you generate the token, just you can use the sonar.login. Instead of admin, you can give the token. This is not the best practice, guys. You should give that token. You should not supposed to use that username password. Okay, so like this, you have to configure your SonarQube server details in the sonar-project.js file. Clear? Already I did. Now go here. Okay, add this line, this stays. Go here. Okay, okay, and save it. Okay, now if you go and see in your SonarQube server dashboard, we don't have any projects. Right now, you can go here and you can run this job, and let's see. It is executing. If you want, you can see the logs. Click on this one. Yes, it is done. Now you can go and see in your SonarQube server dashboard. See, now it is executed the SonarQube report for your Node.js application. So we need to define these properties in package.json. But yeah, I mentioned that one. See here, you have to keep the SonarQube server details in the sonar-project.js file, not in the package.json. Okay, so now I need to upload this artifact into the artifact repository. Okay, so first you can create a one repository in the Nexus server. Okay, here see create repository. When we are going to see this option, right? You have to log in as admin user, then only you can able to see that create repository option. So parameters will it pick automatically from that file, or we need to refer in the package.json? We don't want to. Automatically it is going to get from this particular file, sonar-project.js file. Okay, you don't want to keep any SonarQube server details in the package.json. Okay, so let me create one repository in the Nexus. Create repository. See, for if it is a Maven Java project, we use that Maven to host it. So in the Docker, Balaji sir is going to cover that Docker hosted. So if it is a Node.js project, npm hosted. npm. See, guys, no one is going to teach these many recipient types. Just only the Maven 2. Okay, one guy has joined because of we are covering this topic. No, Docker. So Docker repository we are going to create, and we are going to upload the Docker images into Nexus. Okay, one guy, because of this topic only he joined. No one is teaching this one. Okay, so now we are going to select it npm hosted. So give the name here. So npm repo. Just I'm giving npm repo. Here the blob storage you can select it by default one, or you can create whatever you want. So I have created this one. So if you want, you can go with the default one. That is enough, guys. Okay. So if you want to create blob storages, here you'll see that blob storage. Let me show you. See, blob. This is what I have created. Okay. Instead of that one, default one is there. This is the default one. Okay. Go to the repositories. Just for only this Nexus only. Not just projects only, like that one. So npm hosted, give the name Node.js repository. Select that blob storage default. So you people are not going to see that npm. I have created my custom blob storage. You can select the default one. Okay. So here you can select that allow redeploy also. Okay. If you want to save with the same version, create repository. Now take this repository URL, Node.js, copy. So where we are configuring this Nexus repository details, if it is a Maven project, pom.xml, right? So in our Node.js, we are going to configure in the package.json. Click on this package.json. Okay. Click on edit icon. See here, publish config one property. There we are going to configure that one. Nexus repository details. Okay. Just I'm comparing. Already you people are expert in that Maven Java project, right? You are already aware of that pom.xml, right? Where we are configuring that Nexus credentials, if it is a Maven. Come on, guys. Settings.xml. Yes. So if it is a Node.js, we are going to create a one file called as .npm rc file. So there we are going to use one property called as auth underscore auth. So this is a base 64 encryption. So for that one, you have to use one command and you have to generate this token. Okay. So for that one, you can use that echo command. Okay. So 1 second. One second, I got the card. See, if you want to generate this token, okay, so I have connected to the Linux network. Just execute one command, echo -n. So within the double quotes, give the username. So admin : password. Okay. Then I'm giving this output to that open SSL. Okay, base 64 encode format. Base 64 encode. Observe, this is what we got it. So this is a command you have to use to generate this token. So this is my Nexus admin, Nexus username, and this is the password. Okay, so you have to keep this one here. Right. So if you want to upload that artifact into the Nexus, we are going to write one more stage, and you can keep here upload artifact into Nexus. Okay, here we are going to keep it. So if you want to directly also, you can use npm publish. So npm deploy, we are going to use mvn deploy, we are going to use for node Java project, Maven Java project. If it is a node, this npm publish. npm publish. So right now, if you go and see in our repository, go to the browse, okay, and see that Node.js repository, it is empty. Right now, what I will do, I'm going to add this particular stage. Okay, save it, click on build now. So now it is executing SonarQube report. After that, it will go to. So in npm install will be available in local repo on our machine. Yes. See, once if you execute mvn clean package, it is going to check first all the dependencies which is available in your local repository or not. Okay, if it is not, it will go to the Maven central repository. Here, first it will check in your local repository if it is a node modules are there. So the local repository is nothing but here one directory is there. Okay, node underscore modules. Node underscore modules. So this is a directory. It can store your project modules. It's like a dependencies. Okay, so if you go and see, this is my project source code, right? This is a repository, and if you observe, do we have any directory called as node underscore modules? No. But if you go and see, go to my workspace / where lib Jenkins, right? And workspace, okay, and here you will see that we have given that node JS pipeline. You see here, see, node underscore modules. Yes, similar to .m2 folder, this node underscore modules. Got it? So Paramveer Singh is really, he is very active and he's asking more questions. Because of him, you people also getting many things, right? Good. You people are lucky because Paramveer is having in his batch. Okay, and really, in my experience, first time I saw this kind of student may asking many questions. Even one of my trainer is there, no? My cousin. He's also there in our Skype group. He is asking who is Paramveer. I said that he's a quality analyst. Currently, he is working as a test engineer. Okay, he is asking many questions like that. He was saying one day. So we are talking about you, Paramveer. My cousin asked me, okay, don't worry. He will ask more questions in your sessions also. Like that, I told him. He's going to cover Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, AWS, and also Grafana, Prometheus, all these things he's going to. Okay. Don't worry, Paramveer, you can continue your questions. Okay. Now see, it is the build is successful, right? See, it is uploaded. Now go and see here. Okay. Let's refresh it. See, it is. So it is going to create a one tar file. See, if it is a Maven Java project, based on that Java, the project type, it is going to create a package, the jar var here. It is going to upload. But here, it is going to create a one tar file. Right, one package. This is also a clear. If you click on this one, okay, so it is going to give that all the details. So if you want to get any dependencies, if it is a Maven, we are going to the dependency tag. Right, here if you see, we are going to use the npm install. This is the package name. Right. So if it is a Maven, we are going to use dependency tag. Right. Their group ID, artifact ID, and all. Right. Okay. Clear? So now I need to run my application. Right. So for that one, we are going to use that npm run. So for this one, I have created a one script. Okay. So here you'll see that. So if you want to run the test cases, for this one, I have written one shell script. So it is very simple. I kept that npm test command. Direct also you can run it. Okay. Even for running your application, you can use that npm start. npm start. Right. See here, if you want to run any of the command in the background, okay, we are going to use that. Suppose if you want to run any shell script sh in the background, hello.sh in the background, you can use that. And right, background it is going to run. Okay, see sh hello.sh you can run in the normal method, right? Not in the background. Okay, so if you want to run in the background, we are going to use the and symbol. So if you want to know that the process ID, what is the symbol we are going to use? Dollar dollar. So if you want to know that your script which is running in the background, that particular script process ID, if you want to know, dollar exclamation mark. So dollar exclamation mark, it is going to give that your script which is running in the background, whatever the job which is running in the background, that background job process ID it is going to give. Okay, so I'm going to run this one. See, sleep one. So sleep, it is going to wait 1 second. Then it is going to see here dollar exclamation mark. Dollar exclamation. See, we are running this Node.js application in the background. So this Node.js application, my process ID I want. So that process ID you can use get it the dollar exclamation mark. See, this is the extra one you learn, right? Along with your whatever you learn the command line arguments. the special symbols. You learn this one also today, right? Echo $1. $1 means dollar exclamation mark. It will give that your background process ID. That one I am redirecting to this particular file. .pid file. You can give any name, guys. This file, process ID file. So your Node.js process ID, it is going to store here. Okay. Then I'm keeping something here. Okay, your Node.js application is running like this one. Okay, so now I can run this shell script. How to run shell script? sh like this one. So now go here. You can write one more stage. One more stage. Stage. Okay. Run Node.js application. Okay. So here you have to run. How we are going to run? Okay. So currently, which is available in, we see here, where in the scripts. Okay. So dot scripts there run app.sh. So Paramir is asking dollar exclamation mark will give all the background processes or currently whatever you are running, that one only it is going to give. Okay. So now let me take this one and let me execute it. Let me add into your job. Click on configure. Okay. And save it. Run. Click and trigger. So it is executing SonarQube report. After that, it will upload artifact to the Nexus. So it is failed here when it is running the application. Let's see why it is failed. Okay. Console output and see here. Just if you observe, it is saying that permission denied. So what you will do in your script, okay, so give that before running that one, you can give that execute permission sh dot slash scripts. So first you can give that chmod chmod u plus x, right? And here you run app.sh. Okay, just I'm executing the chmod command. Save it. You can run it. See here also you can go and see. See, this one is there. No? Right now we don't have any execute permissions. Right. You see, now it is successful. Right. So from here also directly with these commands you can start and you can stop it also. See, now this for this run app.sh, it has given that execute permissions and it is running. Right. So if you want, you can stop using this option. Directly you can come here and you can run like this one also, run app.sh like this one also. So it is already running, that's why we are getting the error. See, okay, address already in use. Why? Because already it is ran, right here. So it is running with 9981 port number. Okay, so now how we are going to access it? So how it only 9981? If you go and see in my application, I have defined that port number. Okay, so here if you see in app.js, I have defined that port number 9981. Okay, so now you can take this IP address. Right now it is running in the Linux server where my Jenkins is running. Okay, http colon IP address port number 9981 slash the context path. So for this application, I have given that many APIs I have written. If you go and see, okay, so Mithun Technologies is one of the API. Okay, so just if you go and try to access your application, see, note this. Welcome to Mithun Technologies. Okay, please contact. Okay, so like this, see here, some more APIs are there, HTML. Okay, just you can try to contact access with HTML. See, like that. See here, JSON data. Okay, so see, name, Mithun Technologies, technology DevOps, contact, email ID. Right. So like this, we can run this application and we can able to access it. Right. So currently, what we did, we have deployed in the same Linux server where my Jenkins is running. So if you want to run in different Linux server, first you can copy this application. Okay, so here if you see, go back. So here app.js and some of the files it is going to be used to run that one. Okay, take this one and you can upload into different Linux server using that SSH agent, and there you can execute this npm start command. Okay, clear. So like that you can run in different Linux server also. Clear guys? Anybody have any questions about this one? So use this repository for your practice. So I'm going to extend. I'm going right now. What I did, just I ran that application, right, sir, using that npm start. Instead of that one, I can create one Docker image. That Docker image I am going to run. Maybe I am going to add in the further batches. Okay, that is what we are going to follow. This is normal deployment. See, right now, however, we have deployed right this application, Java application, the Tomcat server. Instead of Tomcat, we are using that Node.js runtime instance here. Right. So next, Balaji sir, what he is going to do? The same application, he is going to make containerization. Okay. So this Tomcat runtime instance and code, everything is going to create as a one package. That is called as Docker image. So that one we are going to discuss here. So this is another way of deploying. Okay. So actually for your batch, we didn't committed this one. Great. But you people are very proactive. That's why I have added this extra topic also. Right. So when we are going to start the Docker, okay, so we are going to cover how to create Docker image for your Java application, right? And how to run that one. Later, we are going to discuss about that Docker Swarm, right? Then Ansible, then Kubernetes. Okay, so guys, just if you go through this one end to end, and if you explain this flow, this is one way of production deployment. Okay, so we are going to do in different ways. This is one way of deploying our application into the production. So we have already created one recorded session, almost 2.5 hours it is there. In the YouTube channel it is there. Many of the outside people has gone through this one and they got that job. And they are personally calling us, sir, really thanks a lot. That flow which you have explained in that YouTube channel and you have uploaded, it helped a lot. Same way I have explained in the interview, I got the job. Like that, people are giving that feedback. Okay. Okay. So Naveen Kumar is asking, do we have any default port number for Node.js? No. Node.js is just one runtime environment. So whatever the port number you can configure it. Okay. Clear, guys? Okay. So you people can practice it. So once Docker will finish, maybe let me check how I know already I created this for this Node.js application Docker image and I ran that one already. Okay. So maybe I will do recording or just you people can try it. If not, I will help you. So right now, whatever I showed, first you people should explore it. Okay. Then create a Docker image for your Node.js application. So here Balaji Sara is going to explain how to create a Docker image for your Java application. Same way you can try for creating the Docker image for your Node.js application. Try it. Okay. If you are not able to, let me know. I will help you. Okay. Anybody have any questions, guys? So if not, I will upload this recorded session in a YouTube channel. Okay. You can go through that one and finish that this practice today itself. Okay. Thank you.